in the building, better say her name. Stepping in the light, she ain't playing no games. Heart so real and her soul so pure. If you want the truth, she the one you call for. Peanut walking home, get brighter. Energy loud, but her spirit even higher. She don't fake vibes, she don't chase no crowd. Standing 10 toes, she was born to be proud. People try to test her, but she don't fold. Pressure make diamonds, she already gold. She don't need permission just to be herself. She the type to lift you up when you doubt yourself. Ain't no stopping me. Peanut on the rise, truth in her voice and the fire in her eyes. Real from the start, that's the way she grew. If you're looking for a lot, she ain't the one for you. Ain't no stopping me. Watch her break through, standing in her purpose like she always knew. If you're looking for a friend who won't speak the truth, Peanut isn't her, she's built for the proof. She don't run from the truth, she don't duck no smoke. I'm a friend, I'll always tell you the truth. Try to dig up dirt, she already spoke. She the queen of transparency, that's not a cloak. She don't do drama, she don't do pretend. She'll tell you what's real, even if it don't blend. Loyal to the core and her heart don't bend. If she rock what you want, she'll rock to the end. Ain't no stopping me. Peanut on the rise, truth in her voice and the fire in her eyes. Real from the start, that's the way she grew. If you're looking for a lot, she ain't the one for you. Ain't no stopping me. Watch her break through, standing in her purpose like she always knew. If you're looking for a friend who won't speak the truth, Peanut isn't her, she's built for the proof. Stand tall, speak truth, that's the Peanut way. Shining every moment, every night, every day. If you want real love, she gon' pour it in you. But if you want fake, she ain't that woman, never been her. Ain't no stopping me.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Can everybody hear me? Just want to make sure. Can everybody hear me? Um, Thank you so much for joining. I just want to make sure that the sound check is working. Okay. Can you hear me though, Miss Marie? Thank you so much for joining. Okay, thank you. So I'm gonna try not to make it a long live because I have not actually prepared myself as much as I wanted to prepare myself for. My daughter did not let me know she had to be at work today until later on this morning. So I was not able to gather everything the way I wanted to. So what we are going to cover today are 6 cases. The first case is former officer from the Fayetteville Police Department. We're going to cover his case. His name is Jacob Jones. The second case is a current Harnett County Sheriff's deputy. And then we're going to have a former Harnett County Sheriff deputy that might be a touchy subject. I probably should have put up a trigger warning for him. And then the last 3 cases at the bottom are former detention center workers that was just terminated within the last 60 days, I'm assuming. So we're gonna go straight into covering Mr. Jacob. Um, and before you form your opinion on Jacob, I'm going to put this disclaimer out there. I believe Jacob. I've already issued my apologies to his mother. So you're going to see me covering cases to where I believe the defendant, and then it's just like, oh, you just completely wrong, sir. What are you doing over here? So we're going to go into a reminder of Jacob's case first, because his mugshot is first. Let me see. Let me see if I can remember how to get there. Where is he at? There we go. Hey, what's up, Peanut Gang? This your girl, Peanut. We're going to get straight into former Officer Jacob Jones. I feel bad for the young man. I really do. We're going to go straight into this news case, and I'll explain why later.
Authorities say Jacob Jones is now fired by the Fayetteville Police Department for allegedly touching someone inappropriately during a service call. Jones is facing 6 counts of sexual battery, and now the district attorney's office says 2 more alleged victims are coming forward.
I'm not going to get into what he and I have discussed, but I am looking forward to seeing what the state has to show. We're still going to be getting discovery in this case.
Fayetteville police say Jones was responding to an incident at a business on Bragg Boulevard back in May. While reviewing surveillance footage at the scene, Jones is accused of touching a female employee inappropriately multiple times. The department was notified on June 10th, which led to Jones being put on administrative leave. Jones was then arrested, charged, and fired yesterday after administrative and criminal investigations. Jones is looking at 150 days in custody for each count of sexual battery. In the meantime, Jones's attorney asked the judge to reduce Jones's bond.
Lack of risk to the community. He's not a flight risk. He has a family and a lot of support in this community. The $25,000 that he was originally given was high based on the nature of the consequences.
Ultimately, the judge lowered that bond from $25,000 to $10,000 secured bond. Eyewitness News is working to learn more about the allegations being brought forward by the 2 other alleged victims. Jones is due back in court on August 20th. The district attorney's office did not come out to speak to reporters after Thursday's court appearance. In Fayetteville, Monique John, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
Not only did I speak to an alleged victim in this case, I actually seen the video footage that she turned over to Fayetteville Police Department and Cumberland County Court System. She set them up. She sure did. And the other alleged victims that's coming forward actually reside in that same hotel she works at. I think she's a manager or something at that hotel. Completely not credible. She's looking for a payday. She already has an attorney to sue Cumberland County, Fayetteville Police Department, and everything else. Good luck in court, sir. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. Hello to everybody. And we'll speak to everybody before I explain why I believe the defendant, which is former officer Jacob Jones, before I go any further. Good evening, Yolanda. Good evening, Auntie Marcella. Good evening, Miss Marie, the classy Miss Marie. I'm going to try not to cuss so much because you over here. So, with the Jacob Jones case, um, he was originally arrested. Um, this is what I was hoping to actually show was um, the arrest warrant. Because when you charge someone and the arrest warrant is detailed information of the charges. And sometimes if the victim is over the age of 18, they will actually list the victim's name, unless the victim is afraid of some type of consequences, and then you'll see their initials. So with that being said, his arrest warrant, and I was not able to gather that, as I explained earlier, but his warrant detailed um, a sexual assault, and he was on the clock. That's his only downfall, is that he responded to a call of his mistress. Yeah, I said that correctly, and you heard me correctly. He responded to a call of his mistress business that she was a manager of. And while he was responding to that call, she then directed him to look at the footage pertaining to that call that he responded to. And while they went to the back office, he proceeded to do what he normally does, which is massage her back, rub on her, go to her inner thigh, and all that other stuff. He was very comfortable, and she was not uncomfortable according to the footage that I seen. And that footage is not out there, because she reached out to me and I felt bad initially until I spoke to her, and her and her coworkers were laughing about it. And that's one thing I do not appreciate, because like that's not cool. So she knows where this young man lives at. She purposely goes and gets her nails done right around the corner from his house. And he's on a tether. And in case you don't know what a tether is, that's an ankle monitor. He's on an ankle monitor because of this case. She purposely goes into environments where he's at to make him leave. She told me that. She told me she don't care if he around the corner. He gotta leave, she don't. So when I spoke to his mother via Facebook and I issued my apology, good evening, Spec. Thank you so much for joining. When I issued my apology to the mother, I was just like, this is crazy. I ain't never seen this before. But she literally had an attorney before, she was trying to find an attorney before she even turned the footage over to the Fayetteville Police Department. So I don't know what he did to this young lady. I don't know if he said he wasn't going to leave his wife. I don't know if it is the simple fact of he didn't give her money that day or whatever the case may be, because that hotel that she operates, because it was a hotel, the hotel that she operates is known for drug and how do I want to say this? Activities that adults enjoy um, with some extra coins. That's how I'm gonna say it. Yeah, some adult activities with some extra coins. That hotel is known for that. So she managed that type of hotel. And in that video, you all caught the media stating that new victims will come forward. Those victims are housed at the hotel. One of them, I'm not even exactly sure of the legal status, but she definitely tried to persuade them to make her more believable because she knew she was not believable and she knew the police department didn't believe her. But because everything was on video, now you have this young man fighting for his life. He already lost his job. He already lost his job. But now everything else is gone crazy. Um, I'm gonna try to see if I can retrieve those videos from my Facebook account regarding this case specifically, because that is a whole lot more detailed than what I will go into here. Because she literally stalked and harassed me the moment she noticed that I did not believe her and I wanted her to leave me alone. So when I started the court case thing, I was strictly victim's advocate until I ran into her. Because in my opinion, she set him up, and uh, I'm gonna speak as much as I can on this case before I get subpoenaed, because his attorney already reached out to me in our conversations. And everything is on the internet. So I'm gonna leave it right there. Um, and I'm so sorry if I confused everybody, because I know more about this case and I may not have explained it enough because I may have been talking too fast. So if you have any questions of this case or any comments, please let me know, because if not, I'm gonna go straight into this next case. And if this case didn't upset you with a victim lying and trying to play as if she was done wrong because she's a woman scorned, this next case is going to upset you even more, because this next case, this Joker still has his job. So, are there any questions of me regarding Jacob Jones and why I feel bad for him? Speaking to his mother and speaking to the victim, I was able to get both sides. And yes, the wife is completely heartbroken that she was being cheated on. And this is how she found out she was being cheated on, when he got arrested. So yes, it's definitely sad. So I don't see any questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into this next case that's going to upset y'all even more. We're going to go into, oh God, Lee, this thing messed me up. I got two Kevin Jones. That's not even his last name. Oh, this is why I hate about Russian. His last name, the next case last name is not even Jones, and I should have caught that. His last name is Lartate or something like that. I can't even pronounce it, but um, We're going to go into that next case, and I'll just update the thumbnail later. So here we go. What up, Peanut Gang? This is your girl Peanut, and I'm gonna need you to follow this case with me. And my apologies in advance because this case right here has touched close to home for me. You have a Harnett County deputy, pictured above, that has unalived a grandmother, a mother, a father, a grandfather. They're right here, freshly retired, only coming to Harnett County to visit family and friends.
Right side of this surveillance video, a black pickup truck crosses Highway 210. As it's almost through the intersection, it collides with a Harnett County Sheriff's deputy's car. The deputy was chasing a suspect in another car.
He was pursuing a suspect at 95 miles per hour when he careened into the Finches at the intersection of Ray Road and Highway 210. The Highway Patrol said he failed to yield, but said he had his lights and sirens on. Tomlinson disagrees.
He was going so fast. He didn't ever have no lights and sirens on.
On Monday, a grand jury heard enough testimony to indict Letarte on 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter for allegedly killing or slaying Brian and Patricia Finch, according to this true bill of indictment.
We are evaluating it right now, particularly in light of this indictment.
Chris Schwecker, who represents the Finch family, is now taking steps toward a wrongful death lawsuit.
They want to know exactly what happened, and they want justice.
Parrish Daughtry represents Kevin Letarte. She says it's a tragic accident. Deputy Letarte is deeply saddened by the loss of life and is struggling.
I would hope that as a decent human being that he would feel bad for taking the lives of 2 innocent people from his own ignorant actions. You weren't just a brand new deputy. You weren't just a brand new K-9 officer. You were an MP in the military on top of being a Harnett County deputy, a Harnett County K-9. And your actions cost the lives of 2 people. And for you to be able to take a plea bargain and not serve any day in jail is absurd to me. Because had that been a normal citizen, we would not have been given that same luxury. We would not be able to go back to our jobs. We would have lost our jobs. But here you are today. You are able to keep your fucking job. You are able to keep your K-9. You are able to have a handler. You can't even drive. You have a driver. If this is not telling enough for the citizens of Harnett County, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm sick and tired of this shit. All right. So with Kevin Letarte, or however you pronounce his last name, he was pursuing a vehicle in a 45 zone, and I think he was clocked at almost going 100 miles per hour in a 45. It wasn't even initial pursuit. That vehicle was going one direction, he was going another direction, and he decided to bust a U-turn to chase this vehicle, and he ran a red light that was already red, and the Finches was crossing over Highway 210 to go visit their family, go visit the family that they were here visiting, and he ran slam pack into them almost 100 miles per hour. No brakes, no gas, no, well, straight gas, just no brakes. And they died. They passed away. Deputy K-9, Kevin Letarte, still has his freaking job. Harnett County Sheriff's Department has not fired him to this day, and it's been almost 2 years. He still has his job. Not only does he still have his job, they granted special permissions for him to have a handler. And when I speak of a handler, in terms of he has a driver. So when he gets out here to work on the roads, there's someone driving for him to operate in official capacity. He was still able to keep his K-9 that he had in the vehicle when he slammed into them. He didn't even temporarily lose custody of the K-9. The K-9 was with him through the whole entire ordeal. I spoke to the mother, the grandmother. I spoke to Mrs. Finch. I spoke to her son. I was in very close communication with her son for the longest. He's still not over this case. He is still not over this case. And he is going to sue Harnett County, the sheriff's department, anybody he can sue, he is going to sue. He already had the attorney because they were making too many excuses. And not only that, they allowed him to accept a plea bargain. And the plea bargain was so disrespectful that he literally did not serve a day in jail, not even one day. And he killed 2 people. He murdered 2 people. And we're not going to play like he was a brand new police officer. He wasn't. He was he was a reserve. I can't remember if he was reservist or National Guard. I want to say he was reservist. He was an MP. He was an MP on reserve time, which means 1 week in a month, he pulled duty as an MP. So he knows both sides of the law, from military justice to civilian justice. And he knew what he could and could not do, but he felt as if he was above the badge. And here you go, Harnett County telling him that he is, because he still has a job after killing 2 people. So when y'all want to come at me about you stalking sheriffs and mayors and everything else like that, you can say what you want. But when you call my local sheriff's department and you say Chandelier Shalom Hargrove, guess what they're going to say? Because I'm in there. This is what I do. Just because it's new to you don't mean it's new to me. You know how long I've been trying to get this joker fired? Because he's about to cost taxpayers so much money. This sheriff's department has went through so many freaking lawsuits. It's ridiculous. They just paid out millions. And now you're about to pay out some more millions. You can't dox me. He's suited up and ready. I'm ready for the outcome. Because they literally was almost to their friend's house. I spoke to that friend too. I'm the one that planned the visual. When I tell you this is close to home, it's right around the corner. It could have been anybody. At that intersection right now, I even stop to make sure nobody's coming. And who would have thought that your unaliving will be justified because it's the police? That family didn't get no justice. He ain't pull a day in jail. He got some probation and a handler and was still able to keep his job. Had that been me or anybody listening right now, you would not have had your job. I just got done speaking about a case about somebody that they know for a fact what was going on with him and that young lady that's trying to accuse him of stuff. And he lost his job instantly. But this joker can still keep his, and he killed 2 people. Make it make sense. Now, thank you so much for joining, Terry. And thank you for the copyright. Well, you're talking about the insurance company. The Harnett County already maxed out on our insurance company. It took two different payouts to pay off the last lawsuit we went through. We maxed out at this point. I don't know if at this point, we might not even be able to get another doggone freaking insurance policy because they out here cutting up. So let me see. Do I see anything else before I go to the next case? No, I do not. So I need everybody to just pause. If I have anybody in here to post a trigger warning, please post a trigger warning. Because this next case, which is also a Harnett County deputy, is going to be a trigger. And this is going to be the final video that I show you guys before I start speaking about the detention, the Harnett County Detention Center workers below. So if somebody can post a trigger warning, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, here we go. Ooh. Hey, what's up, Peanut Gang? It's your girl, your cousin, your auntie, your sis, whatever the case may be. Today we're going to discuss Jonathan Edwards. Jonathan Edwards is a disgusting individual. He is actually a former Harnett County deputy that was arrested on acts against children. Let's get into it.
Harnett County Sheriff's deputy is out of jail after he was charged with several sex crimes involving young girls and also charged with destroying evidence. 35-year-old Jonathan Edwards made his first court appearance this morning, facing 10 counts of first-degree sexual exploitation of a minor and 1 count of obstruction of justice. Edwards posting bond this afternoon. Cindy Bay live now at the Harnett County Detention Center in Lillington with more on the case. Cindy?
Steve, very disturbing to read the arrest warrants that basically describe how Jonathan Edwards allegedly filmed these young girls as young as 7 doing inappropriate acts back in February of 2022. The arrest warrants say that these were filmed and recorded on multiple videos. Some of the girls in the video described as unknown. Edwards faces an obstruction of justice charge for allegedly destroying the digital evidence in October, and it's the same month the Harnett County Sheriff's Office says they were made aware of possible misconduct by an employee. Now, this year would mark a decade since Edwards was hired by the Harnett County Sheriff's Office. He was terminated 5 days ago for violations of policy. He was assigned to the patrol division at the time of his termination. Now, Edwards was first held on a $1 million secured bond, but that bond has been modified to $500,000 this morning. He's now released from jail after posting that bond and is prohibited from contacting minors online, in person. The Harnett County Sheriff's Office also says that this is an ongoing investigation and which may result in further charges. Meanwhile, Edwards' next court date is December 12th. Reporting in Harnett County, Cindy Bay, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
All right, Peanut Gang, there you have it. Shortly after his arrest, he was picked up by the feds and sentenced to the time you see right here, 23 years followed by 15 years supervised, released, and $10,000 in restitution. We'll discuss more about this case because you know I got all the tea. I will see you guys this evening. Peace, love, and joy to you and yours. Okay. Mr. Jonathan Edwards. So, yeah, my doggone people just messed this all the way up with these names. I'm going to fix it. I'm sorry. Jonathan Edwards. I did not even want to detail his arrest warrant because it's just that bad. And when I tell you it's just that bad, it really is. I mean, you have victims from, I think it was 5 or 7, all the way up to 15 or 16. Some of them were performing acts on each other on TikTok for him. And when I say performing acts, I mean all the way down the line performing acts, minors, and he's recording it. He's screen recording it and saving it for his own personal usage. And not only was he doing that, he also had some of these young girls inserting objects into themselves for his personal gratification. So Jonathan Edwards literally reading his arrest warrant, I can't even talk because I'm just so nervous. Reading his arrest warrant was extremely disgusting and it was heartbreaking. They were never able to identify all those young girls of all the footage they was able to obtain. They was only able to identify a couple. That tells you how many he interacted with on one specific application that he loved using, which was Snapchat. So when people tell you to start checking your kids' devices and to make sure what they're doing out here is the right thing, they're not lying, because you have people like this. And he was a deputy for 10 years and he was doing stuff like this. You have to check in with your kids. And I'm going to tell y'all how he got caught. The idiot got caught because he was so much of an imbecile that he was working the jail that day, because everything is so short staffed out here in Harnett County that sometimes the deputies have to work the detention center. Even the school resource officers in the summer, if there is not summer school going on that year, or if it's not that many people, they have to go down there to the detention center and work detention center hours. So this joker got caught because he was pulling the detention center time versus working the road. He was assigned to the detention center that day. And he decided to go into the female block and show one of the female inmates his a picture of his freaking pecker. Yep, you heard it right. Mm-hmm. Yep, you heard it right. He got caught because he went down there at the detention center and was trying to brag on the size of his pecker to a female inmate, and she went and told. That's the only reason why he got caught. Nobody would have caught him outside of that, unfortunately, because he wasn't on anybody's radar. But once that female inmate told on him, then all of his electronic devices were seized. Not before he was given a fair warning, though, because as soon as he realized what she did and he got word of it, he went into destruction mode and started trying to delete things, which is why he got the extra charge. They terminated him. Matter of fact, his attorney was the same attorney from the previous case that I just discussed. Now, she's a damn good attorney. She gonna get you a really good deal because she got the previous Joker a good deal. He ain't served a day in jail and he killed 2 people. She couldn't save Jonathan though. She tried because she got bond reduced, but then the feds came and Jonathan is pulling Fed time. Kevin should be pulling Fed time. Kevin Larte should be pulling Fed time. He should be pulling somebody's time. He really should be pulling somebody's Fed time. And at this point, I think I'm gonna go ahead and edit this because I think this is confusing everybody with all the doggone freaking names being Jones at the top, and y'all might think this is some family affair type of deal, and it's really not. I try to make one edit and it just changed everybody's name to Jones at the beginning. So we just gonna fix this real quick. But while I'm fixing that, we're gonna go into the Harnett County deputies. Unfortunately, um, the Harnett County deputies, uh, I don't have that information on, I don't have when anybody's next court date is, let me see. Is that right? Okay, there we go. Those names are now updated. Unfortunately, they just look a little bit old, but they'll be okay. But at least everybody's names is correct. Um, John Jacob Edwards, before I wrap up the deputies and the local police officers, Jacob Edwards has a court date coming up. And as I stated earlier in this video, I am going to continue to be vocal until I'm served. And his attorney made it very clear I'm about to be served because he's watched my social media pages. Yeah, I ain't too happy about that. Kevin, his case has actually been resolved. Um, as I stated earlier, for those that's coming in, he did not serve a day in jail for killing 2 people, and he still has his job. And he has a handler that drives him around. Jonathan Edwards, another former Hornet. Well, I can't say another one because the middle. Okay, so Jonathan Edwards is a fired Fayetteville police officer for sexual assault, even though they knew he was innocent. But because he's on video, they had to believe the victim because it's video evidence. And she's saying she felt uncomfortable. Kevin killed 2 people on video. Harnett County deputy still has his job, has a handler that drives around for him. And he was able to still keep his K-9 and work as a K-9 officer, but he can't drive for himself. Jonathan Edwards, former Harnett County deputy that was out here on Snapchat messing with folks' kids. He fired and is in the feds. Now we get down to the 3 bottom folks. These 3 bottom folks are former Harnett County deputies. All 3 of them were arrested recently for assault on an inmate. Just one. It was just one inmate over a course of 2 days. So you have Adam. He assaulted the inmate. He actually physically assaulted the inmate while the inmate was in detox or holding facility or whatever the case may be. The inmate was pepper sprayed and hit with the pepper spray bottle and punched within a course of 2 days. Both of those days, you had Adam and Joseph that did that to the inmate. Lenora Dawson was only the supervisor for one of those days. Did never physically touch the inmate. But she was charged because she did not report the abuse of the inmate. So if you're looking at the bottom row, the 2 outside people were the ones that abused the inmate. The middle person, I think it's Adam. Adam actually outranks Lenora, but Lenora is getting punished more than Adam. I'm confused. All 3 of them lost their jobs. All 3 of them have charges pending. I want to say they go back to court either this month or next month. That's what I was trying to look up before I went live. But all 3 of them have been arrested and they have pending charges for assaulting an inmate. The crazy part is the inmate didn't even want any of this to happen because he said he knew he was terrorizing the staff. That's the crazy part. But who signs up to get pepper sprayed and punched in the face and hit with the pepper spray bottle? Yep, that's the bottom row. So let me see what this comment says. Yeah, I was gonna highlight that, but I can't agree with the last statement. I can't agree with the street justice. Um, I can't agree with that on a platform. Yep, I can't agree with that on a platform. Who are you? Hello, Mr. Bob or Miss Bob, or I don't know if you're a male or a female. I don't want to assume your gender identity or anything else that you want to identify as. But what do you mean? Because all these people appearing guilty. But I like to hear other people's opinions. I definitely do. I enjoy it. Um, I hope everybody enjoys hearing other people's opinion. Happy Tuesday, sis. Thank you so much for joining Summer Mommy. So, yeah, um, those individuals below, I feel bad for Corporal Dawson. I do, because Corporal Dawson knew better. Hold on one second. My kids is yelling for me. I'm so sorry. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. My apologies. Um, I feel bad for Corporal Dawson. And I will say this because I've dealt with what I do, which is inmate education, inmates right to vote, and all that other things that I do in support of the inmates. And she was extremely helpful towards me. Even when I had people that I was coming down there to help, even family and friends that I will call down there to make sure that they're being treated properly, because there is a history of inmates being done wrong in that facility. It's a history of that. Whether things are getting thrown at them, not having access to stuff, being denied stuff, being abused, and everything else like that. Everybody knows Corporal Dawson was not, or is not, or we thought never was that type of person. So we all were shocked when she got arrested. But we also weren't shocked because it's an election year. And when you have jobs like this during election year, what do? They look for any little thing to clean house. So she should have known better and she should have been more careful. She should have been more careful. But how they did her, knowing that she was about to retire, they fell for that because Adam outranked her. So what do you expect her to do in a red county, in a white male dominated field? Yeah, that's all I have on that because she didn't physically touch anybody. I can't say if she didn't rewind the footage back and laugh or do anything else like that. I can't say that she did or she didn't. But I know, according to the arrest warrant, she's just guilty of not reporting. How do you know that she knew? And you fired her. But you ain't fired Kevin Larte that done killed two people. Make it make sense. Kevin done killed two people and he still got a job and a dog, a working dog. So he collecting two paychecks. He collecting a paycheck for the dog and himself. But Lenore Dawson doesn't have a job because she didn't report that Adam, who outranks her, was beating up an inmate. And Joseph was beating up an inmate. But are you gonna be able to prove that she knew? So for everyone just joining, I am going to again give a brief, um, I don't know. Do you guys want me to replay the videos again, or you want me to just give a brief rundown of the cases that we covered so far? How would you guys like to operate as the folks that are in the chat? I can do a quick summary, or I can just play the videos again. And does anyone have any questions regarding any of these individuals up here? And my apologies again for the mix up of the names. I'm gonna have to correct it. And thank you so much for the trigger warning. Um, and thank you for joining, Damon. Thank you so much for joining. So it doesn't look like anyone has um, anything else for me. regarding these cases. I probably should have slowed down because I ran through them very quickly. I'm gonna have to take my time next time and slow walk it. 'Cause I done went through 6 cases in less than an hour. My goodness. All right. So I'm gonna do a overall again. You have, do I want to do overall? I feel like you guys won't get the full effect unless you watch it again. But then I'm kind of like the people that have been here may have just be like, I don't know if I don't watch that again. But so we have so this is how I'm gonna do it. We have Jacob Edwards that was arrested for sexual assault. He is a former Cumberland County former Cumberland County officer, police officer. Um, and then we have Kevin, who is a current Harnett County K-9 deputy. And then we have Jonathan Edwards, who is, oh, excuse me, who is a former Harnett County deputy that has been charged. So Kevin has been charged with unaliving 2 people, and he still got a job. Uh, and then you have Jonathan Edwards, who was charged with crimes against children, and he is serving federal time as we speak. So, do you guys want to hear any of those videos again? Or do you just want me to give an overall perspective of it for the new people coming in? And if not, does anyone have any questions? Oh, let me do it this way. I forgot. Let me see. I can probably drop the link. That probably would have been a good idea. Probably could have did that before. Probably would have been good commentary in between. So I dropped the link as well. But those are the top 3 cases. The bottom 3 individuals are just detention center, former detention center workers that was fired for assaulting an inmate between the end of December, the end of December. And they were arrested probably about almost about 2 months ago. They was arrested. And it was under investigation, and they all was charged. Corporal Dawson, the middle lady at the bottom, she did not assault an inmate. She just got charged because she didn't tell. So is there any case that you guys are more interested in? I know Kevin Lartette, his case is resolved. Jonathan Edwards' case is resolved. The only open case is Jacob Edwards for the sexual assault. He is the former Fayetteville police officer. And the bottom 3 are the former Harnett County Detention Center workers. Those are the only 4 cases that has not been resolved regarding this. Kevin did not serve a day in jail for unaliving 2 people. As I stated earlier, he is collecting his paycheck still, has not served a day in jail, still has his job, and he's collecting a paycheck for him and his dog that the taxpayers are paying for. Because his dog is also a worker of Harnett County Sheriff's Department, because it's a K-9. And Jonathan is in the feds eating a pack of noodles and watching cable TV. So since I guess I don't have anything from anybody in the chat, I guess I'm going to go ahead and end this. Updates on open cases would be good. Okay, so Jacob's case, as I've stated before, I don't know how long I'll be able to cover that case, but I'm going to try to cover it as much as I can before I'm served before his next court date. His case is still open. I think he has been officially indicted because how they do things in North Carolina is a little bit weird. They charge you before they indict you. So they charge you and then they send your case to the grand jury. So His case is going to be a little different. I do know that when his attorney called me, he asked me if I'll be willing to speak to the DA, and I said I would. Um, and that was probably about a month ago. So I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be subpoenaed on that case. And that's only because I spoke to several of the witnesses involved. Um, and then I called them out in their bullshit lies. And his mama found my Facebook page. Then other members of his family found my Facebook page. And then they found my live that my bro cropped and was like, if you don't leave me the fuck alone, I'm gonna tell everything I know and that I believe. Yeah, that video he cropped came from that Facebook live regarding this case. And his attorneys got it. Yeah. Shout out to bro. So that came from that case. Um, in terms of the bottom three, they have court, I want to say again next month. I don't think any of them are going to take plea deals. I have to look at a lot of them. The last time I pulled the case, which was a couple of weeks ago, I didn't have time to pull it today. They said that they were hiring an attorney. So I have to look to see what attorney they hired. If they hired certain attorneys in this area, I'll be able to tell you then if they're going to take a plea deal or not. Because there's certain attorneys in this area you only hire for a good plea deal. Because they will get you a good plea deal. If you know you're guilty, you know to go to these people over here. So initially, Jonathan Edwards had the same attorney as Kevin, and Kevin got a sweet plea deal. But then Jonathan went to the feds, and that attorney don't operate over there on that side. She don't mess with the feds. So he had to get another attorney. So now he's sitting in prison. Hello, George. Thank you so much for joining. So it's gonna be to be continued with Jacob, Adam, Lenora, and Joseph. I probably won't have another update on any of those until probably June, July. And because the bottom three are in its early stages. Jacob is probably getting ready for trial because it's been a little over a year now. And typically in North Carolina, 2 to 3 years, when it's not an unaliving charge, is when you go to court if you're fighting the case. So he is definitely gearing up to go to court. So his update would be a whole lot more sooner than the bottom three that's pictured because they just got arrested. They haven't even officially been arraigned. So it's literally going to be, oh, well, they just got to sign an attorney. Then we have to talk about discovery. And you're not even going to know what the discovery is because it's literally just going to be the attorneys speaking amongst each other about turning over the discovery. You won't know what discovery is until you get further in the process, which is why I don't typically like speaking about cases early on because it's going to be a whole lot of speculation versus facts. You're not really going to have any facts in the beginning stages. It's literally going to take probably about a year for you to be able to know what's really going on and what each side has. You're not going to know anything within a year. Okay. That's what I was saying when you have updates in their cases. Okay. I can definitely do that. I can definitely provide updates when they do that, when they have upcoming court dates. I just wanted to know what everybody's opinion was in regards to me believing Jacob. I was nervous about that one because everybody just loved me when I was on her side until I broke everything down and it made people think. So, um, again, I feel bad for that young man and I wish him well in court. So if no one else has anything for me or any more questions, I promise in the future I will slow down on speaking, um, and just go with the flow. But I already started this live later than I wanted to, so my apologies. I plan on going live again tomorrow. I think I'm supposed to speak on the two soldiers that was arrested in regards to offenses against children. One immediately pled guilty, um, and then the other one is fighting extradition in another state because they've been looking for him for a long time, and they was finally able to figure out what his name was. So I think I'm supposed to speak about those two cases tomorrow. I was supposed to speak about them today, I believe. I have to look at my schedule, because I have to make up, because I was supposed to do this live yesterday. So I'm a day behind. So I have to find a way to get back on schedule. But I thank you guys so much for your patience and your support and for joining me. And if I don't have any other questions, I promise I'll be prepared next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Peace, love, and joy to you and yours. And we out.
Peanut in the building, better say her name. Stepping in the light, she ain't playing no games. Heart so real and her soul so pure. If you want the truth, she the one you call for. Peanut walking, whole room get brighter. Energy loud, but her spirit even higher. She don't fake vibes, she don't chase no crowd. Standing 10 toes, she was born to be proud. People try to test her, but she don't fold. Pressure make diamonds, she already gold. She don't need permission just to be herself. She the type to lift you up when you doubt yourself. Ain't no stopping me. Peanut on the rise, truth in her voice and the fire in her eyes. Real from the start, that's the way she grew. If you're looking for a lot, she ain't the one for you. Ain't no stopping me. Watch her break through, standing in her purpose like she always knew. If you're looking for a friend who won't speak the truth, Peanut isn't her, she's built for the proof. She don't run from the truth, she don't duck no smoke. I'm a friend, I'll always tell you the truth. Try to dig up dirt, she already spoke. She the queen of transparency, that's not a cloak. She don't do drama, she don't do pretend. She'll tell you what's real, even if it don't blend. Loyal to the core and her heart don't bend. If she rock what you want, she'll rock to the end. Ain't no stopping me. Peanut on the rise, truth in her voice and the fire in her eyes. Real from the start, that's the way she grew. If you're looking for a lot, she ain't the one for you. Ain't no stopping me. Watch her break through, standing in her purpose like she always knew. If you're looking for a friend who won't speak the truth, Peanut isn't her, she's built for the proof. Stand tall, speak truth, that's the Peanut way. Shining every moment, every night, every day. If you want real love, she gon' pour it in you. But if you want fake, she ain't that woman, never been her.